So many wrestling fans feel like the face-off between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns didn't deliver. And maybe I agree to a certain degree. I don't think we got anything that crazy, but it's nowhere near as bad as people are making it out to be. My takeaway is that they made WrestleMania even more unpredictable. During this promo, they really doubled down on the whole, do you realize Seth Rollins is going to turn on ya? The promo basically told us that you're teaming up with my little brother who also happened to turn on me. And it's like, if he turned on Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, what makes you think he's not gonna turn on you? And that's what I like about this. It's even more unpredictable. Is Seth turning? Is The Rock turning? So much could happen during these two matches. And I also appreciate the fact that we got more focus on Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes because I love what The Rock is doing. It's entertaining. I want more. Inject that shit into my veins.
I can't give the belt to Dusty, but I can give it to my mama. Shut the f*** up.
But I know many of us were concerned that they're not focusing on Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns anymore. It's almost like we want to see The Rock versus Cody at this point. And I really like the ending. Roman Reigns called Cody an idiot, you know, naive basically. Of course, he's not gonna keep that promise. But Cody kinda outsmarted Roman. Just like he said, if you came alone, then I came alone. And of course, Roman didn't come alone, so Cody didn't come alone too. I do feel like there was something lacking during this promo, obviously. I guess we were just spoiled by Rock's promos though. But in general, quite enjoyed this episode of SmackDown. Lots of story progression. Tag team championship matches shaping up to be good. They made Element versus AJ Styles a bit more interesting, so let's talk about it. But before that, a word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Wrestling GM, where you can actually prove that you can book it better. Wrestling GM is the best wrestling simulation game in the world. The only game where you can be a business owner, TV show writer, and universe creator at the same time. Pick who fights, who becomes champion, manage each wrestler's career, write your own storylines and feuds, and even create your own wrestlers and companies. Find out why 250k plus players continually keep playing Wrestling GM. The game is very deep and the opportunities to play it are endless. It is the perfect mix of creativity and strategy. You can control and create all the outcomes within the game. I also played this game before on my channel. The playlist of Wrestling GM series is in the description below. Wrestling GM is available on all iOS and Android devices, and there's a link to download the game in the description below. So welcome back to another episode of Greatness of SmackDown. How are you guys doing today? Trying to finish the story right here. 500,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. Leave a like, subscribe. Let's just jump into Friday Night SmackDown. And I really liked the beginning of the show. It was Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar. First of all, he brought back the classic mask without the pubic hair on top of it, without the bush. You know, without the bush. He was always carrying that bush. And now it's classic Rey Mysterio, which I absolutely love. And people, this match had no right to slap this hard. I always look at Rey Mysterio and I'm like, how is this guy like this old and he still moves like he did so many years ago? I don't understand this. I don't get how that works. I'm 24, my back hurts. Right now, as of this recording. And I'm sitting on my ass. Believe it or not, I didn't do any Hurricane Ranas today. But like I've said, this felt like a pay-per-view level match. I was really enjoying it, but it also had a very shocking ending in my opinion because Dominic Mysterio interfered, Santos Escobar won, so you know, Dominic with the disrespect, he doesn't love his papi. How come you don't love papi? I don't understand this. Aaliyah loves papi. Damn! I want my PSP back! Man, I was sure we're getting Santos Escobar versus Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, and even during this match I was like, someone is going to interfere, but it's still gonna be obvious. Well, not necessarily. I don't know what is happening. I believe what we're going to get is like an 8-6 man or whatever tag team match, but if it happens to be a one-on-one between Dominic and Rey, not gonna complain. I just don't see that happening since Santos Escobar needs to be at WrestleMania. And they even had like graphics with Santos Escobar with the, you know, WrestleMania background. So obviously it's happening. I just hope that, you know, it's still gonna be good because, let's be fair, Rey Mysterio in a one-on-one match is still marquee, you know. So hopefully it's gonna be good. But people, I don't know how you feel about this. I am not gonna complain about seeing Rey Mysterio and Dominic in the ring again. Bayley thanked Naomi for the help last week, and Bianca says, I just want to let you know that everything that happened to you is your fault. So we got this during the show. Naomi's like, I'm just doing my thing. I don't care what happened before. And Bianca is basically acting like Drew McIntyre, except she's a face. It's interesting because as a viewer, you're like, come on, Bianca, she's a good girl now. You know, you should help her. She's changed. but I like that it's kind of realistic because imagine yourself in that situation. If you're Bianca Belair, you say, fuck her, right? She didn't get enough. I might as well join Damage Control for a couple of weeks just to enjoy that shit. But Bianca really is acting exactly like Drew McIntyre, right? I believe they even said the same thing. Drew McIntyre told Jey Uso, I just want to let you know, everything that happened to you is your fault. And that's what Bianca said too. So I guess we're getting the Women's Tag Team Championship match. We'll see. Austin Theory got a brand new theme song. Well, it's kinda exactly the same except it has a different singer. It sounds a bit more serious now, a bit more hip-hop, if that makes any sense. And I think it sounds fine. Like, I got used to the previous song, so I'm not gonna complain. So we got the qualifying match, the OC versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. And this is something I misunderstood. I thought that whoever wins is going to be in the ladder match. I thought that last week, but it seems like this is just to move up. Whoever wins this one is going to face another team, so, you know, it's this whole thing, which I appreciate. Like, you gotta earn that shit. You gotta earn that shit. We like that. We marks, we like that. This was a fine match. I kinda forgot the OC are baby faces. I'm very glad Austin Theory and Grayson Waller won, but the thing is, are they actually going to be the Street Profits? Unless we get the match that I wanna see, which is Bobby's faction versus Cross's faction, like in a street fight or something, then I could see that happening. But I really want to see Theory and Waller at WrestleMania. I think that would be such a missed opportunity. Obviously, we would see them in like a funny segment or whatever, but I really want to see them in a match. I like these two. I feel like after Elimination Chamber, they just got so much momentum. Man, they're building Braun Breaker. Like, this was such a hype package. Braun Breaker, a new level of performance. That sounds like a Viagra ad, man. By the way, you don't need that. All you need to do is click that like button. It goes to the moon. But I love this. Just wait for WWE to put him in a match against Tomas. Man, you know what? I feel like that might... You know what? I'm not even gonna hate on it. Then we got Naomi versus Io Sky. We see Damage Control, but Io Sky is backstage attacking Bayley. So then she makes her way into the ring. We got the match, which was actually pretty decent. So I like how we're watching kind of two rivalries at the same time right here. Of course, we got the distraction and Io Sky wins the match. They attack Naomi and we got Bianca Belair with the save. So, you know, she's still a good girl. In the end, Damage Control stands tall. Must be a tag team match. Must be a tag match. Like I've said, there's no way Bianca Belair is not gonna be at WrestleMania. And I also like that Naomi came back. She lost way too much in my opinion. I don't feel like she won a match, did she? So I'm glad that at least she might be at WrestleMania and might even win the championship. Also, Jade Cargill is going to make her first official appearance as a SmackDown superstar. You know what? Why don't we just do Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax? What is Nia doing at WrestleMania, right? Why don't we do that match? So we get this conflict between Kevin Owens and Pretty Deadly. Kevin Owens says, why don't we just face next week in a tag team match? I'll find a partner. They're laughing, but his partner is right behind the dude. And of course, Kevin Owens punched two guys at the same time. I like this. Whenever Kevin Owens is in a tag team with someone, whether it's an official tag team or not, doesn't matter. It's always just hilarious, right? For whatever reason, they decided to interview AJ Styles at home. I guess because he's not gonna travel to SmackDown because he's afraid of LA Knight, I guess. But we hear a car horn. And it's LA Knight. So we got this big brawl. Really reminds me of that Triple H and Randy Orton segment back from 2009. And LA Knight even got arrested. So, you know, this is goofy. I know it may not make a lot of sense. We got these professional cameras and the dash cam. But, you know, I'm just happy they're doing something. Like I've said, I'm kind of excited about the match, but it feels a bit simple. So now at least they're doing something crazy. Like now it's personal. We got another qualifying match. Street Profits versus Authors of Pain. I'm enjoying when matches mean something, and the Street Profits won the match. And like I've mentioned, that doesn't mean they're going to be in the six-pack ladder match. They're going to face Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. It's finally time for the face-off, so Roman Reigns makes his way into the ring. He says he's a man of his word. He's not gonna bring the bloodline, and calls out Cody Rhodes. And like I've said, Cody said, I'm keeping my word as long as you did keep your word. But Reigns says, you're a fool. You're an idiot. You're stupid. That's my favorite Roman catchphrase, kinda. You're stupid. You're an idiot. And he talked about how it doesn't make any sense for him to, you know, align himself with Seth Rollins because Seth Rollins is a traitor and he's my younger brother. And Roman has a point. Like I've said, if he did stab his brother in the back, why wouldn't he turn on Cody? Cody reminds of the first team that beat the Shield, so he said the last name was Rhodes, but correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it actually Kane, Randy Orton, and Daniel Bryan? I believe what he's talking about is a 2-on-2, and I believe it was the Shield versus Goldust and Cody Rhodes, but am I missing something? Cody's excuse is that Rollins might hate him, but he hates your guts even more. He then says maybe you shouldn't trust The Rock. Reigns calls Cody number 2, and he's a great number 2, but you'll never be number 1. Cody says the next generation will want to be the next Roman Reigns, and that's your destiny, but my destiny is being the one. You know, the one who beat Roman Reigns, which is a decent promo. Like I've said, something was missing, but I kinda enjoyed it. Like, they're playing with this unpredictability right here, which I love. Cody wanted to shake his hand, but Roman just left the ring, snapped his fingers, and of course we see Sikoa and Jimmy. But Cody is not an idiot. We see Seth Rollins and Jey Uso. That was your SmackDown. Avengers! That's like Avengers! Someone in the comments said, oh, you don't know Avengers? That means you only watch wrestling. No, that means I watch everything except for the superhero movies. Maybe they're not even bad. I'm just not a fan. You never tried Coke? So watching wrestling is all you do then? But that was your SmackDown. Man, I already miss The Rock. I really hope he is a long gamer and he's going to stay in the WWE, hopefully at least for SummerSlam. And also CM Punk. CM Punk said he's going to be at WrestleMania, so maybe a host. I wouldn't mind that. You know, I need to hear that cult of personality. CM Punk making an entrance. That's all I need at this point. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like, subscribe if you already didn't. Appreciate you. Appreciate your time. The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.